Black Sabbath Aftermath, Scorpions go all in, and Deftones are opening an absolutely new chapter of the band. Metal is live and well, so let's see what keeps it going today. Here you go. The Kiss Metamorphosis. Kiss just pulled a very classic Kiss move, changing the script once again. Their Kiss Army Storms Vegas event, which was announced after the final show of the End of the Road tour, is now officially turning into the Kiss Cruise Landlocked in Vegas. So basically exactly the same thing as Kiss Cruise, but on land, with a lot of Kiss music.
We got a question! We got a question for you people!
So from November 14th to 16th, the Virgin Hotels in Las Vegas will get loud with electric and acoustic sets by Gene, Paul and Tommy, plus Bruce Kulick, Quiet Riot, Sebastian Bach, Chris Jericho's Quarantine, and many more artists who will be celebrating everything around Kiss, and will be playing a lot of Kiss songs at a concert. But none of them will be with a Kiss makeup, to make sure that both Paul and Gene stay true to their word about the end of the road.
You wanted the best, you got it.
Here guys, real quick, but I simply have to point it out that only around 30% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to this channel, so if you're not one of those, and especially if this is not the first video you're watching here, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing right now. Let's continue building this amazing heavy metal community together. Back to the beginning, Aftermath. Undeniably the biggest news of not only this week, month, but possibly this year, and not only in rock and metal, but in music overall, was the final Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath concert, Back to the Beginning. And now, I actually spoke quite a lot about it in our previous videos, so I'm not gonna go into the details of the concert itself in this segment, but rather talk about the aftermath of it, or more specifically about some of the most important news related to it, since there were a lot of those. But anyways, so first and foremost, riding the wave of hype around the Back to the Beginning concert, all of the Black Sabbath members and everyone around them started talking about what the future may hold for them. And first of all, this by itself is already great news, since the last thing we actually wanted was to see Ozzy Osbourne, Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler and Bill Ward actually ended their careers, and not only just live performances. But anyways, on that note, the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, has already announced his final memoir titled Last Rites, which will arrive this October already. And unlike the previous autobiographies released by Ozzy Osbourne, which there were a lot of, this time around Ozzy promises that he doesn't have to hold anything back anymore, and therefore he will spill the beans about everything related to his early career, his marriage to Sharon Osbourne, the last days he spent with his lifelong friend Lemmy Kilmister of Motorhead, and talk extensively about the last years of his career and all of the health issues he encountered and the struggles he went through, all the way up until the final concert, Back to the Beginning. Here's the thing. I know that Ozzy's story has been told gazillion times in multiple books, and I have many of those. But after that last concert and just remembering how emotional it was, at least for me, I am all in for reading it once again, even if there will be nothing substantially new out there.
Good evening, Ozzy.
What?
And in addition to that, the Black Sabbath guitarist Tony Iommi has already started talking about his next solo album, which, by the way, he apparently started off as an instrumental album, but now he rethought his decision and is working on the vocal lines for all of those tracks. And as of right now, he still doesn't really know for sure who exactly will be the vocalists whom he is going to invite, and only has one guy in mind. And overall, Tony has spoken quite a lot about what has been going on backstage at the Back to the Beginning concert, and about all of the friendly jokes, like for example him calling Bill Ward a golem for taking off his shirt, and overall the backstage atmosphere between the four guys from Birmingham, which apparently was simply incredible and better than it has been for decades.
April Fool. Oh, God.
And overall, the most interesting thing is that Ozzy, Tony, Geezer, and Bill started talking so freaking warmly about each other after the Back to the Beginning concert, possibly much more so than it was before the show when they actually had to promote it, which of course is simply incredible news for all of the Black Sabbath fans, and may actually mean that there is a possibility that although it was the end of a live chapter for Black Sabbath, there is at least a possibility for some kind of a studio life for the legendary band. And once again, I'm all for it. Oh, and the last but definitely not the least of the many news surrounding the Black Sabbath concert is the whole fact that in addition to it being the last ever live concert for Ozzy Osbourne, his wife Sharon Osbourne has also announced that from now on she is 100% retired from her work in the music industry, which is actually a pretty big deal. As in case you guys didn't know, Sharon is a rather important person in the industry, and that may mean that we are actually on the verge of some major changes which may come to the world of metal very, very soon. And here a huge shout out to all of my patrons and all of the YouTube channel members, as it is thanks to you guys that this channel is even able to exist. And please don't forget that there is a special episode available to all of you right now, so definitely don't miss it. It's a really fun one. And it is about Iron Maiden. Mastodon's inspiration. Ironically, Back to the Beginning was not only an emotional end of the legendary heavy metal musicians, but is actually already inspiring new music by some other bands. And so Mastodon are officially heading back into the studio, and they're doing it while still riding the emotional high of their performance at Back to the Beginning. As according to the drummer Brand Daler, the experience was so powerful that it sparked a creative surge the band is now channeling into their next album. But at the same time, this new record will come with quite a bit of a change for Mastodon, as it will be the first Mastodon release without Brand Hinz, the guitarist who left this band recently after 25 years of working together. And just as a reminder, although publicly the split was described as mutual and respectful, Brand later called Mastodon a shit band with horrible humans, and thus completely burning the bridges for his potential return.
Shame on you!
But nevertheless, Mastodon is moving forward, and as Brand put it, the love they felt during the final Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne show reminded them why they do it in the next place. So now I am actually quite excited to see the next chapter for this band, as despite all of the emotions we all felt last week, well, heavy metal should and has to continue living and moving forward. Black metal gone too far. In the latest installment of our What the Flip Did I Just Read segment. And by the way, I truly hope that my friend Mitra Kumar will absolutely love it that I decided to place the 1914 vinyl behind myself for this segment. But anyways, I do of course understand that modern musicians are basically merch salesmen and that it is very hard to surprise anyone with merch at black metal concerts, but it looks like Profanatica have just outdone themselves. As on their current US tour, fans didn't just find shirts and vinyl at the merch table, they also found a $50 vial of frontman Paul Ledney's semen. Yes, seriously. And the craziest thing is that someone bought it! The band is currently touring with Knoll and Unidad Trauma, and while their shows are as filthy as ever, this particular piece of merch has crossed the what the flip territory even for the biggest black metal fans. And I'm actually really curious to see the person who decided to buy this one for $50, and I'm actually not sure if I want to know what exactly they intend to do with it. And now the time has come for your favorite part of the video, so let's take a look at 5 latest metal releases from this week, which although did not get their own segments in this video, since let's be honest here, the major news this week were the Black Sabbath and Scorpions concerts, but still, nevertheless, are definitely worthy of your attention. German folk metal troupe Feuerschwanz marks their collaboration with metal icon Doro on the Viking-themed anthem Valhalla, the lead single from their upcoming album Nightclub, out on August 22nd via Napalm Records. The track delivers thunderous riffs and boisterous energy, celebrating Nordic myths and metallic battles, complete with an epic music video featuring both artists.
They burned us, they feared us, they blinded our eyes.
Gothic doom pioneers Paradise Lost have released Serpent on the Cross, the second single from their long-awaited 17th album Ascension, due September 19th via Nuclear Blast. Vocalist Nick Holmes describes the song as juxtaposing symbols of hope and despair, the cross and the serpent, reflecting on power, impermanence, and the passage of time. And yes, I won't stop repeating it that, at least to me, the upcoming Paradise Lost is one of the most anticipated metal albums of this year. And this track, once again, just adds to the anticipation. Wolfgang Van Halen's band Mammoth, formerly Mammoth WVH, announces their third album, The Ant, due October 24th via BMG, with the second single, The Spell, now available. The track, featuring Wolfgang playing all instruments, combines melodic hard rock with a hypnotic riff and soaring vocals, as captured in a performance video directed by Gordy de Saint-Joire. Finnish melodic progressive metal outfit Amorphis have dropped Bones, the second single from their upcoming 15th studio album Borderland, out September 26 via Rain Phoenix Music. And this much heavier track features thunderous riffs, Eastern-tinged strings and keys, diving into darker sonic territory compared to the album's earlier single. Grammy-winning hard rock band Halestorm returns with Rain Your Blood on Me, the third single from their sixth studio album Everest, set for release on August 8th via Atlantic Records. Debuted live at Black Sabbath's final concert, the track is described by Lizzie Hale as our war cry, celebrating women's resilience and unity. Lizzie adds that the chant-like chorus emerged spontaneously at 3 a.m. during writing, driven by a powerful emotional moment. YouTube strikes back. YouTube is finally cracking down on the flood of AI-generated crap which is circulating around this platform. Starting July 15th, new rules will tighten monetization standards under the YouTube Partner Program, specifically targeting low-effort, mass-produced AI slop. You know, the endless parade of lazy text video generators, AI voiceovers on stock footage, and other algorithm hacking spam. And this, for the first time in a very long time, I have to point out, is simply amazing news. As here's the deal, we are in a bit of a strange situation here now. Because on one hand, YouTube has really made it very difficult for creators, and I mean real creators, to produce good videos on the platform lately. And you may have noticed that I started including way less musical breaks in our videos. Well, yeah, that's not because I just wanted to do so. But on the other hand, AI videos are doing just fine. And yeah, I know that it may seem like a not metal related news, but in reality, it kind of is. Because we actually are in exactly the same situation as metal musicians are on Spotify and all the other streaming platforms as of right now, where the majority of the income pool is actually being given to AI-generated crap. And real musicians, and in this case real music creators, who were actually mostly targeted by the latest YouTube updates, are actually struggling the most. So yes, I guess there is at least a slight chance for some kind of a bright future for metal YouTube with this update.
Let's do it.
Private music from Deftones. Deftones are back, and this time they're diving deep into your mind. The band has officially announced their new album Private Music, set to drop on August 22nd via Reprise and Warner Records. And the first single, My Mind is a Mountain, is already out, and it is dreamy, psychedelic, get punch in a very true Deftones fashion. Produced by Nick Raskulinich, this 11-track journey is described as a new benchmark for the band, which is pretty much exactly the same thing which every band says with the release of their new album. But still, Deftones promised their fans blended nature, spirituality, and the band's signature sonic chaos, with a lineup that still features Gino, Stefan, Abbe, and Frank, and with their touring bassist Fred Sablin, ex-Marilyn Manson, now officially joining the band not only on tour, but also in the studio.
God, son, that's wonderful.
So yeah, Deftones are back, and who knows, maybe this time around they will finally reach that #1 spot in UK and the US charts, since they've been getting this close every time around. And given that around 20 years or so I was actually pretty hooked on their music, I am actually rather excited to see what these guys from California will bring us on their anniversary 10th studio record. Scorpions go all in. This July 5th was literally one of the most unique days in the history of rock and metal, as in addition to the Back to the Beginning concert which was going on in Birmingham, where Black Sabbath were gathering some of the biggest names in rock and metal, just a couple of 100 kilometers away in Hanover, Scorpions were doing literally the same thing in celebration of their 60th anniversary. So the concert, the tickets to which were sold in just under 15 minutes, was closed in addition to Scorpions, of course, by Alice Cooper and Judas Priest. And according to you, the metal pilgrims who attended the concert and were our reporters on the ground, both of those artists simply crushed it. Both Alice and Judas Priest were doing basically the full sets, with Alice Cooper hitting the stage with 17 songs, and the Metal Gods bringing their Shield of Pain production with a slightly abridged setlist, but still a 13-song long assault, during which they decided to not cut down on Painkiller almost at all, and still performing 6 tracks from that insane album. Oh, in addition to that, if you follow me on Instagram, you saw that Judas Priest actually ended this concert with a Ukrainian flag held up high, for which I'm very, very thankful to Rob Halford and everyone at Judas Priest. And just a reminder, guys, that you can actually win this Judas Priest vinyl signed by all the band members, and you can do so by doing something really meaningful and hopefully saving someone's life. So all of the links to do so will be in the description to this video, and we will announce the winner in just 2 weeks after Judas Priest concert, once again with Alice Cooper in London. And in addition to several guest performances, we also saw the greetings from the many friends of Scorpions, including the ones from everyone at Iron Maiden, Metallica, Def Leppard, or Megadeth, all of whom were influenced by Scorpions in the early days, and many others, including, by the way, Tony Iommi, who was about to go up on stage himself around that same time. But of course, the culmination of that evening were Scorpions. And here's the thing, at the 61st year of their existence, I honestly don't think that there is any point in discussing the boys' form or their performance overall. I mean, seriously, they're celebrating their 60th anniversary, and by this itself, they have already earned all of the praise from all of us rock and metal fans around the world. And if we're being honest, this concert was very similar to what we're used to see from Scorpions themselves. Only except that they actually went all in on this one. Fires, explosions, and massive fireworks towards the end of the set is what made this concert a truly special experience. And the only thing which all of us who haven't attended that concert can do at this point is simply be happy for everyone who did, and for us as well, since Scorpions of course already announced that the entire concert was recorded and they will release it as a live DVD this November. And by the way, the vinyl version of that concert has already been sold out in just under 4 minutes. Oh, and of course, right in the wave of hype of the 60th anniversary celebration, the legendary German act has also revealed the first teaser from their upcoming biopic, Wind of Change. And the cast to it, which at least to me, looks simply amazing.
I want to show the world that we are not like our fathers. We are the new generation of Germans.
So yeah, it looks like despite being 60 years old, Scorpions are showing no sign of slowing down whatsoever. And I know that there are a lot of jokes going on around about the 27th final farewell tour done by Scorpions, but the truth is that I don't even care. And as long as we get new shows and new music by the legendary German rockers, I'm all in for it. But anyways, what new music did you listen to this week? Please let us know in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching this video, guys. And please don't forget to like it, comment under it, spread the word about the channel, and of course join our communities on Instagram, Facebook, X, Threads, Discord, and pretty much anywhere you can post content these days. But for now, thank you so much for watching, guys, and we will prevail. Slava Ukraini!